Alright everybody, this is going to be my first kit build for 2025. It's Shin Ultraman. Grew up back in the 60s and 70s and watched the reruns of all the sci-fi shows that were out at the time. And I thought Ultraman was pretty cool. The only difference between Shin and the original Ultraman is he don't have that chest piece that blinks when he's running low on energy, power, whatever. I think it was an indicator to show he was running low on power. This is from X Plus. You can see here, nice artwork on the front. Got a nice little diorama that comes with it. It is 1 in 250 scale. But like I said, it's Shin Ultraman. I'm going to be lighting up his eyes, kind of like you see on the artwork there. I've been making up a couple little templates, and I'm going to use two 805 SMDs white for his eyes to light up. And looks like this piece was side molded, and tape I got above is I come up with if I put his clear eyes in, I'll be able to mask the front off. Shouldn't take me too long. I'm gonna have his eyes lit up and a few other things on the diorama lit up, but I'm not gonna go crazy with it. Biggest challenge is his colors of his outfit, you know, the red and silver. I'll have to mask that off, and that's going to be a little bit of a challenge and probably most time consuming of the build. But this is going to be my first kit for 2025, Shin Ultraman. I'm going to go ahead and start working on his head. I got to make sure there's enough room. This is the template I'm going to use, or not template, this is a real thin piece of plastic here. Where I got the circles is where the SMDs are going to go, and it fits fine in there, but this part goes on the inside, and this is the back part of his head. So I'm going to see if I got enough room on the inside there to put that piece in for lighting. But that's what I got on my bench today. This is the first kit for 2025, Shin Ultraman. I'll go ahead and pause. I'll be filming a lot of this, like getting them together and showing how I'm going to wire them up and all that. My main concern is the room I'm going to have in the back of his head for the lighting, and I'll have to play around with that. But I'm going to go ahead and pause for now, start working on Shin Ultraman, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright guys, another update on Shin Ultraman. Been working on lighting up his eyes. You can see here I got it lit up. Hold it, and I think that's going to look pretty cool. I probably have to adjust the SMDs. I have two white 805 SMDs for his eyes to light up, but I think it's going to look pretty cool. Let me try to turn the overhead light off, get a better look. That looks pretty cool. Side view. Get my finger out of the way. They look pretty cool. His eye pieces go in from the inside, and I didn't want to put them in yet because I have to light block his front. As you can see here, the light leaking through. So I'll hit that with a flat black on the inside, a couple coats until it covers that light up and only come out through the eyes. But figured I'd share this with everybody. I've been jerry rigging, working on coming up with a idea for lighting up his eyes, and it looks like the two 805 white SMDs are going to work out just fine. I'll have plenty of room in the upper torso to put the wiring in. So that's what I got going on the bench with working on Shin Ultraman, lighting up his eyes. I'll go ahead and continue on this, And as I further along with this, I'll get back with everybody. So I'll pause for now and talk with everyone later. Alright everybody, another update on Shin Ultraman. I've been working a little bit here and there off camera. Here's the front of Ultraman's face. I light blocked the inside. You can see here, so it's ready to go with the 2 SMDs that I have for lighting up his eyes. Here's this thing, a little jerry-rigged here. I've got the 2 SMDs right there about where they need to be. And I'm probably going to use some ultraviolet resin to keep them in place. I'll have to do a little adjustment just to make sure. You can see the one by my thumb, it's a little bit down, but I'll adjust it to make sure it's sitting right. On the inside here, that little jerry-rig thing I got there with the lights will fit in there just fine. Because this part right here is the back of his head. Also, his eyes are ivory. And you can see the camera's picking up. It's got a little bit of texture on his eyes. And instructions here show that it's ivory, where I picked up a couple bottles of the Valero model color ivory. I guess the top there is the numbers that you go with these paints, 70.918 I guess for the ivory, but that's what I'm going to use on his eyes. I don't think I'm going to cover both sides with the ivory, just probably the front. I don't want to go really heavy. I'm going to experiment here and maybe take these off the tree here and put them in. They clip on the inside here and put some light in just to see what it looks like. But I might go easy with the ivory on his eyes, but I'll see when I get to that point. But that's what I got going on. Plus I used some Tamiya tape to mask off part of his chest right there. This part here that's masked off will be silver. It's very tedious. That's going to be the longest part of this build, is once I get them all together, primer them up and paint them. It's going to be a challenge to mask them off carefully and get the 2 colors on him, which is red and silver. Might be a little bit of seam work to work on. I'll know more about that once I get them together. But I figured I'd share this with everybody. That's what I got going on. Maybe I'll pause the camera here and get his head together and show the lighting, how it looks. Looks pretty cool. But again, that's what I got going on my bench today, working on Shin Ultraman. He's coming along slowly. I'm working on him every day, so hopefully I'll post soon part 1 on Shin Ultraman. Now, like I said, I'm going to work on his head and the lighting. So I'll go ahead and pause for now, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on Shin Ultraman. Airbrushed his eyes with ivory. Never used model color before, and it came out, put a couple drops in my airbrush, it came out pretty thick. But I have this Ultimate Airbrush Thinner. Got it from the UK. I got 2 more bottles. This bottle is almost empty. But that's what I used to thin out the paint, and it turned out just fine. You can see here, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but you can see the texture in his eyes, which look pretty cool. They're not clear, they got a texture to them, which looks pretty cool. I'm gonna let that dry for a while, and I can mount them on the inside of the front of his face there, and that should look pretty cool. On the back here, I'm going to attach the back of his head to the back of his torso. And it goes on like that. I'll glue him down, and then I'll see if I got any seam work to do. But I can do that and let that dry, and then I'll be able to get ready to put the lighting into the front of Ultraman, so I can get that all together, get the head on, and get the back and front torso put on, then I can move on from there. Not taking as long as I thought. Most time consuming thing will be when I start masking it off for the two colors. That's going to be the longest part of the build, but I'm doing a little bit every day. The more I do, the quicker I'll get more done on this kit. So right now, that's what I did so far. I put the ivory on his eyes, and I'm going to work on the back here, and then later on today work on the front of his face for lighting. I'll get this Valero paint to dry a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and mount him in his front of his the front here of his face here. So I feel like I'm starting to ramble off, so I'm going to go ahead and pause, continue working on Shin Ultraman, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright guys, another update on Shin Ultraman. I'm working on last night. His eyes look really cool with the two 805 SMDs that I have on the inside, and I'll show the back how I got that all rigged up. Turned out really good. Now I'm going to attach him to the back of his head, run the wire down, and inside his upper body here, torso, all the wiring. It's going to be a little tedious. I'm going to use some super glue and some kicker, but I'm going to have to work it in without pinching any wire, run everything down on the inside here and glue it down, and then I could maybe get him together partially so everybody can get a better look at him. But man, that turned out really cool. That really looks cool. Wouldn't be Ultraman if his eyes didn't light up. Side view. Turned out really good. And that's what I got going on my bench today. I'll be working on this and getting them together. So I'll go ahead and pause for now and talk with everybody later. Alright guys, another update on Shin Ultraman. I got them together, glued them together, tape's holding them together. It might be a little seam work, and looking cool. You can see here, and I think he'll be kind of posing like, I think he's looking down. Could be wrong, but something like that. But he's gonna look cool. Coming along. I'll be working on his arms and legs next. I got the power coming out this one end here, so I'll have to run it through that leg to the base. But really cool. So let me go ahead, pause, continue working on Ultraman, Shin Ultraman, and once I get his arms on and legs, I'll probably record that part. We'll see. I'll go ahead and pause for now. Talk with everybody later. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to assemble his left arm. I'll try to see if I can do all this on camera and film it and pause and then work on his right arm. So I'll get started here. Looks like I'm going to have some seam work to work on there. I'll go ahead and put that in there. I think I got a little bit of seam work. Probably hit that with some tape. But I figured maybe hopefully that was on camera. So I'll go ahead and pause, work on the other arm, and get it maybe attached to the Shin Ultraman. He's sitting over here. I'll probably just finish up with some tape on his arms to hold the where I don't have to do much seam work. So let me go ahead and pause and finish up, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, another update on Shin Ultraman. Working on him the last couple days. I got him together. Last night I worked on his legs, his feet. They're attached, and then his arms, I just got them taped up now so everybody can get a look at him. And then his eyes are lit up. Looks pretty cool. Got the power running through the bottom of his foot right there. I only have two 805 white SMDs in for his eyes, and turned out really cool. Let me turn the overhead light off. Maybe get a better look at his eyes. Eyes really look cool. I might have to do his arms separate because of the detail with the red and silver on his arms. Just the way the design is, I might have a problem if I attach his arms to get all that detail. So I might just go ahead and do that and then attach them later. You can see I've been doing putty work. I use perfect plastic putty. I cleaned up his arms and hands last night. I got a little bit underneath his chin there, and then I got some on the back side. I got some cleanup to do today. I got my Q-tips down there to clean up. Easy with the perfect plastic putty. You just have to use water. I'll probably have to do a little light sanding to them, get them prepped for some primer. His feet turned out pretty decent too, but I had to touch that up too with some perfect plastic putty. And then around his legs where I attached him. But he looks pretty cool. He looks like original Ultraman, but this is Shin Ultraman. So what I got on my bench today, I'm going to go ahead and start working on his bottom, cleaning that all up. Double check his arms to make sure if it needs some more putty or some sanding. But I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap for part 1 on Shin Ultraman. I'll be putting this up on my YouTube channel sometime this weekend. I'd like to thank everybody out there for watching. Be safe out there. And I'll talk with everybody later. Let you get another close look at Shin's face with his eyes lit up. Looks really cool. And I'll talk with everybody later.